What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, we're taking a look at yet another new plugin from Heritage Audio. This is the HA1200 Tape Saturator. If you have the i73 Pro interface from Heritage Audio, this is part of the plugin bundle that comes with that. But this is another plugin that they have made native, and this is a tape saturator that is based off a tape machine that's owned by the CEO of Heritage Audio. We got 5 different tape styles here. And we're going to go over these controls. And of course, I'll let you hear what it sounds like. Of course, I got a link in the description if y'all want to check it out, learn more about it, or pick it up. Looking at this, looking at these controls, we've got the input. It's going to, of course, control the input gain to it. We've got your speed, which we have 7.5, 15, and 30. Now, this is kind of unique to me because most tape machines either have just 7.5 and 15 or 15 and 30. I feel like I rarely see tape machine plugins that have all 3 speeds. We got, like I said, 5 different tape models there. We'll go over those in just a second. Level, that is going to fine tune the input, and then we have your output, and then we have bypass. So simple controls here. Let's look at these 5 different tape styles. I'm going to flip over to the manual. So we see we've got 250, 456, 499, 911, and GP9. So 250 for musical and warm saturation, 456 for enhanced transient articulation, 499 for a clear and more natural tone, 911 for a highlighted high end and boosted bass, which that's kind of that smiley curve. You get a boost on the low end, boost on the high end. We got GP9 for a sharper mid-range, and that one's going to give you more mid-range. All right, so on this session, this is a jam session that I recorded from a rock band that was a few years ago. And I've got the Brit strip on the guitar bus and drum bus. You can see these here. And then on mix bus, I've got the successor. And I would have added the synth EQ, but I'm going to use this tape saturator as kind of an EQ curve. It's kind of a cool thing with tape machines. You can kind of use them as EQ in a way because of the curves you can get with different tape models. Okay, we got a bypass. I'm going to play it bypassed, and then we'll take a listen to the HA1200 Tape Saturator. All right, so we got some drums, we got bass guitar, and we've got guitar. All right, so let's bring this in right now. Let's put everything back at 12 o'clock here. And here we'll start with 7.5. And just go back to the manual if you're not familiar with what these different speeds do. So we got 7.5 IPS, which is inches per second. 7.5 give you a thicker low end, 15 for standard response, and we have 30 for a cleaner and more modern hi-fi response. So of course we're going to go through all these. Let's bring this in, and yeah, let's start by going through. Actually, we're going to start by, I'm going to crank the input just a little bit to get it to saturate some, and then we'll go through these different speeds. But first I'm going to start with just bringing it in with just everything set at 0. Actually, let's put this in the middle since that's the most neutral one. All right, it is subtle, but I'm hearing some warmth there. But because this is a tape saturator, let's drive this input and saturate this some. right, let's go through these different speeds now. So that was that's been the 7.5. Let's go up to 15. All right, let's go through these different tape styles now. Starting, so yeah, we got 5. So I forget what the first one is. So I think I'll say I was looking for one. Some plugins have that tool tips option. I wish I could like just hover over these and see what each one of these are. Just make it easier to until you get to really using it and memorize them. But that would be nice to be able to just hover over this and get a quick description of each one of these styles. But let's flip back over. Okay, yeah, warm saturation, trains articulate. Okay, yeah, so let's move up through these. See if we can find one that we really like. All right, so I feel like this first one, the said the warm and saturation, I do feel like that's what I'm hearing out of it. One thing that kind of stops me from using tape plugins sometimes is because they roll off the top end, and yeah, they do add warmth, but sometimes I like that brightness as well. So for this, I think I like the 911 with that boosted high end and boosted low end. Let's take a listen to this and let's go through these tape speeds one more time on the 911. All right, I think I like this at the 30 IPS and at the 911. Let's bring it in and out and bypass it. Because we are driving this, we are going to get a level difference, so just be aware of that. Okay, I really like what that's doing to the bass guitar there with that in. So yeah, there's a look at what you can achieve here with the HA1200 Tape Saturator, the Brit Strip. We got the successor here as well. all of these working together here. Just a few instances of them on this session. Final thoughts on this. One thing I noticed about this compared to some other tape plugins that I have is that I can really drive this. And actually mentioning that, let's quickly go back to that and just show you what happens with this when you really drive it, like just go full tilt with it. So you can see where I have the input now is cranking it pretty much, and it sounds good there. Of course, all the way, full tilt, we are getting some distortion, but I can drive this harder than most other tape plugins for sure. So that's one thing I really like about this. Really, the only thing I'd say, yeah, I would like to be able to see the descriptions for the different tape styles if I hover over them. But besides that, being able to use this as a saturator versus kind of other, I feel like other tape plugins, they aren't made to really be driven for you to really hit them that hard. You just, can drive them a little bit. So I love the way that you can really drive this into some really nice saturation. Also with the 5 tape styles on here, most tape machine plugins that I have just do, it just modeled after one tape machine. I think the only one I can really come to mind off the top of my head is McDSP Analog Channel. That has some different options in there. And I forget how many. I haven't used that in a while, but it's got a couple different options for different tape styles in there. But really liking this. Definitely comment and let me know what y'all think about this one. And also let me know how you think this goes with the rest of these bundle of plugins that Heritage Audio has came out with. All right, again, I'll have a link in the description if y'all want to check this out, learn more about it, or pick it up. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if y'all want to continue to see content from me, then y'all know what to do.